Your child is going to grow up in the future, a future where AI can do anything, can bring answers, gives a lot of information, and even suggestions. My question to you, as a parent, a teacher, and especially to those who design this curriculum, why our child has to still memorize a lot of content? Because honestly, the future advantage will not belong to those kids who can find the answers, but the future will reward those who know what to do with what they have. A lot of parents are making this mistake that unconsciously they are training their kids to compete with AI, which is a losing game because they cannot compete with AI. And the good thing is they don't have to compete. And there's no doubt that AI can make your child smarter, but at the same time, it can make your child depend on that unless we teach them something different. Imagine your child at 20. They're equipped with the most sophisticated AI who can do research, can write, investigate, do science experiments, complex calculations, design things, and even give you some suggestions. What are some of the skills that will be relevant even then? Hi, I'm Sayed Bilal. I believe that our kids need to think for themselves. They need to handle all the challenges that life throws at them and be able to adapt to uncertain future. My mission is to help parents raise such kids. Now, our kids should not compete with AI. In fact, AI is much smarter and much faster. It can bring information at a speed we cannot believe. So, what are those skills that will be still relevant in future? The first one is to teach them to ask better questions. Now we know that AI can generate answers very smartly and fastly, but the quality of questions will determine the quality of direction. So let's imagine that a child asks ChatGPT, what is the capital of Japan? Or how many types of dinosaurs are there? We have another child who asks, why is there a traffic jam in the morning? The first one is filling their head with all the information. The second one is asking ChatGPT for something they have noticed and they want to make sense of the world. The problem with a lot of parents as well as schools is that we rush towards answering the question. Instead of exploring the curiosity of a child, we tend to answer and close that conversation door. I encourage parents, instead of answering the question, why not ask a question? Reply with asking a question like, why do you think this happened? What is your opinion on this? So the child cannot immediately get the answer but think for themselves and be curious. The second skill I want to teach parents is start. I know a lot of parents would say that having a lot of ideas and starting on that idea is basically the same thing. And I see many parents who have this concept. But having a lot of ideas and starting are two different skills. Your child can be curious, exploring many things, but they are not willing to start because they haven't been taught of this skill at all. Now, AI can help you plan anything, but start is totally up to you if you have built that muscle in your child or not. It's also called high agency. That your child is not waiting for instructions, they start on something that they're curious about, something they have explored. The third skill that I want parents to teach to their kids is persistence. It simply means to stick to the problem when the things get hard. I've seen a lot of kids nowadays. They quit on as soon as something gets hard. And this reflects on other areas of life as well. For example, you've been given homework. What you do is you try to find a shortcut. Maybe you'll try to do it using ChatGPT, asking AI to do your homework. Instead of taking help from AI, instead of using it as a tool, straight away asking it to do your homework. And the main problem is that if AI is removing struggle and friction from your life, your child may never develop the muscle of persistence when the things get difficult. So let them sit with the problem so they can themselves say that I know it's difficult, but I'll figure it out. The fourth skill to teach your children is judgment, not just the information. Now, AI can give you 20 answers, but you should be able to ask better questions, and most importantly, you should be able to judge that information. Is it ethical? Which of these answers are trustworthy? Which information is missing? What are the consequences of this? What assumptions are hidden underneath? This is not just getting information, it is being a good decision maker, judging that information. Your child has to make decisions every moment in the time where information is abundant, but judgment is rare. If your child gets some information, the parents can say that, how are you sure about that information? This will tell the child to practice thinking. They should not blindly trust whatever AI gives. And the fifth skill is very important, to be a creator, not just a consumer. Now, I know that AI can make consumption of content frictionless, and I would blame smart TVs, phone, or tablets for that. So, as a parent, you should ask whether your child is a consumer, is just consuming content, or a creator, because this is not just what your child consumes on internet or on screen. This is a mindset. Whether your child is just creating a drawing or building something from Lego or coming up with any idea of his own, creating a YouTube channel, creating a video or a solution to a problem, they are creating something. Majority of children nowadays, they are just consuming content which somebody else has created. So as a parent or teacher even, our job is not to make the students smarter than AI or even compete with AI. Our job as parents is to make sure that they know when to use AI, how to use AI, when not to use AI, and most importantly, what to do with the information they have in hand. Because the future will not belong to those who have all the information or have access to that information. The future will belong to those who ask better questions, start exploring an idea, persist with that idea, be a better judge and decision maker, and create something. Because one day you will not be there to tell your child. They won't need you. The question is what they will do then. Subscribe below, join our movement, and let's raise the next generation differently.